What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. So today we are talking about the newest nail polish collection from the Orly Breathable line, which is called Spice It Up. Now if you aren't familiar with the Orly Breathable line, it is a different formula from the brand Orly, and just like their regular polishes, these ones are vegan, meaning they do not use any animal derived ingredients. They're cruelty free, meaning they do not test their products on animals, and they're also listed as being formulated without harmful ingredients. But where these polishes differ from the usual Orly nail polishes is that the Breathable line is a one-step treatment system, so you don't need to use any base coat or top coat, and it does have nutrients in it. So all of the polishes are infused with argan oil, provitamin B5, and vitamin C. Now I personally do prefer to wear my breathable polishes without base coat because I do actually find that the treatment works on my nails. It definitely does make my nails feel a little bit healthier after I wear them, especially in the winter time, but I do usually wear top coat with them just to kind of seal in the manicure and make it last a little bit longer, but it isn't a required step. The nail polish in itself can be worn without anything else. But yeah, like I said, we've got their new Spice It Up collection, which is for fall winter 2023, and that's something that the Orly Breathable line does. They have the transitional collection, so they do like the spring summer and the fall winter, but I'm really excited about this set because we have 6 brand new colors. They're all a cream finish and they just look so beautiful together. And let me tell you, if the month of November had a color palette, it would be this color palette. This to me just feels like the perfect November set of polishes. But let me just get into it. I'll show you the swatches first, then we can talk a little bit more about my thoughts on them, pricing, availability, all that good stuff. So roll the swatch footage. So like I said, we don't need to use any base coat for these polishes because they are a one-step system. So I'm just going to dive straight into the polishes. This first color is called Back for S'more, and this is a super dark green cream. As you can see, it's pretty much almost a black. It definitely looks black in lower lighting, and when the light hits it, you can see just a hint of that greenish color, but it's very deep and dark. It's just a really gorgeous shade. It's definitely dark and vampy without feeling like a very stark black on the nails. Next up, we have the shade Look at the Time, and this one is actually another green, which I was very excited to see 2 greens in a collection. This one is called Look at the Time, and this is actually a really dusty, very slightly yellow toned medium green cream, and this one is super opaque. It was actually almost a 1 coater on me, but I did need a second for full coverage, and it's just a very gorgeous dusty kind of color. I feel like this is a perfect fall shade, but I can definitely also see it being a little bit more of a subtle wintry kind of color, especially for people who might not feel comfortable wearing super vibrant greens on their nails. I think this is just the perfect soft green. Next up, we have the shade Caught Off Gourd, and this one is a golden yellow cream shade, and this one's actually pretty opaque for a yellow. I always like to mention this in my nail polish videos, but yellow nail polish tends to be the most sheer in my experience, even more so than white nail polish, and I found that this one actually did give me pretty nice coverage in 2 coats. It was just barely opaque in 2 coats, so I would wear it in 2 at this nail length, but I feel like if your nails are any longer than that, you'll probably need a 3rd, so I did end up popping on a 3rd color, but it's another really beautiful shade. It definitely feels like that classic mustardy yellow kind of color. I think it looks a little bit more orangey in the bottle, but I think just with my skin tone, it ended up looking a little bit more yellowy on me. Moving on, we have the shade Yam It Up, and this is the one that I was the most excited about in the bottle because this just looks like the perfect pumpkin nail polish color. It is a slightly dusty orange cream shade, and again, you can see it's just super opaque. It was almost a 1 coater on me, but I did apply a second, and it really does look like a yam color to me, but it definitely feels like the perfect color to do some pumpkin nail art with, so I'm probably going to do a lot of that in November. I just really appreciate the dustiness of this color. I think it works really well for this time of year. Next, we have the shade Rooting for You, which when I saw it originally in the lineup with the other polishes, I thought that this one was kind of a dusty red color, but once I started applying it on my nails, I realized it's definitely more of a red leaning brown polish. So the more coats that I did, the more that brownish color kind of showed through. It almost reminds me of like hot cocoa color, like just a little bit milky of a brown, and it's a nice medium tone. Like I said, it has that rich red undertone to it, but it's still pretty dusty and soft. So again, it just feels like a perfect fall color. And last but not least, we have the shade No Fig Deal ideal. And if you are looking for the perfect deep red cranberry kind of color, then this is definitely the one for you. It has a little bit of a jelly-like consistency, but I did get full coverage in 2 coats, and there's just something very rich and elegant about this color. I feel like this paired with a little bit of gold would be such a beautiful holiday manicure, but I think it also works really well for fall, so it's a great fall winter shade because I think it's just perfect for both seasons. So here are all the shades together, and I just cannot get over how beautiful they look together. I think the colors flow so nicely into each other. I think they would be so beautiful for nail art, so beautiful for wearing a different color on each finger, and I just love the way that the colors almost remind me of the changing leaves. Like you can almost see just the gradient of how the leaves change color from that green into yellow into orange and into red. It's just so beautiful, and I think all of the colors just scream fall and winter to me. They're so perfect for this time of year, and of course the formulas were really incredible, which I've come to expect from Orly, especially from their breathable line. I just think it's a very enjoyable formula to use. So yeah, let's get into more of my thoughts on the pricing and all that stuff. So those are the polishes, and as you can see, I really enjoyed these. I just love the breathable line in general, but what I love from Orly is when they do these all cream collections that I think just create the perfect color story and just look so beautiful worn together. I feel like whenever Orly does it, I always want to wear a Skittle on my nails because they always just flow so nicely into each other. So I absolutely love that. I think the colors are just so stunning. They're beautiful on their own. They're beautiful together. And like I said, they just feel so perfect for this time of year. It definitely just screams November to me, but we also have those rich red brown kind of colors, and then we have the rich green, almost black colors. And I think that those are also just going to be perfect for winter and the holidays. So very, very pleased with the color story of this collection. I think everything just looks so beautiful, and the formulas are really easy to use. So all of these polishes come in the usual Orly bottle, which is actually 18 milliliters. It is definitely the biggest bottle of nail polish I own. For reference, Essie is 13.5 milliliters, OPI is 15 milliliters, so it's definitely a hefty size bottle. You really get a lot for your money with them. They do have a wide flat brush that has a rounded tip, and they also have a rubberized cap, so it's really easy to open their bottles. And the breathable line retails on the Orly website for $11 USD each. So I will link that down below. You can check them out if you're interested. But like I said, I really love the Orly breathable line, especially around this time of year when my nails start to feel pretty brittle. I feel like that treatment really does make a difference for me. So I really enjoy wearing them, even just as a way to make my nails feel stronger, but the colors happen to be very beautiful as well. But yeah, as you can see, I really enjoyed these polishes. I just cannot get over the beautiful color story, but I'm curious to hear what you think. What do you think of the colors? What do you think of the breathable line if you've tried it before? And are you planning on picking any of these up, or have you already? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. And if you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It really helps me out and lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And of course, a huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon, my royal astronomer Amanda M, as well as my cosmic admirals Paula, Ken, and Rosie. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Cornick, and Cornick wants to know, do you keep track of your polish collection on anything like a spreadsheet or an app? So I actually used to use an app that does not exist anymore, and it was really helpful for keeping track of the polishes that I own so I didn't get any dupes. But like I said, it does not exist anymore, and I feel like I have such an overwhelming amount of polishes that the idea of finding another app and like cataloging it from zero feels very overwhelming to me. I do wish that I had started an Excel spreadsheet or something like that when I first got into it so that I could just very slowly build that up. But the idea of going through like at least, I mean, I definitely have at least 1,500 polishes, probably 2,000. So it feels like a lot. But even though it's not a way to track dupes, but I usually keep my nail polishes organized by brand and by color. So I know if I have like certain colors in a brand. It's definitely not foolproof. And I definitely made the mistake of purchasing polishes that I already have. But if anybody has any recommendations, I would love to hear it. Very daunting, but I probably should at some point organize my polishes. Or honestly, it might even be better to just do swatch sticks, which I know are super cheap on Amazon because I've bought them before for comparisons. It would be nice to just be able to have like a giant ring of swatch sticks where I could see like all of my reds, all of my oranges, all of my yellows. So maybe I'll do that. That would be a very long video, but I feel like that could be fun to do for a video. Let me know if you're interested in that, and also let me know if you have any recommendations. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.